Hey guys, welcome back to another tutorial video. Today's look is this gorgeous bronze glam glowy and sparkly makeup done on my good family friend, the beautiful and clever Jamie. Let's get straight into a step-by-step recreation. Let's go! So the first step is to make the skin look ultra glowy and just super highlighted and dewy. So I'm using Iconic.London liquid illuminator drops. I'm just dotting them on the high points of the face and then just blending it in. And I'm going to let this settle and sit on the skin before we do the foundation. So we're going to go ahead and start the eyes first. Jamie thought she looked like a rocket man. So first for the eyes, we're going to put a base down. I'm using our Phoenix Stick Foundation because this has a creamy consistency, so it's a nice coverage to blank out and create a canvas on the eye for color to go on top of, but it also has a slightly matte powdery finish as well. So that goes over the whole eye area. Then I'm using a couple of Phoenix shades of eyeshadow. I'm starting with one called Cedar, which is a really gorgeous kind of warm transition shade. It's kind of in a medium depth. It's kind of an auburn color. This is going straight into the crease of the eye with a fluffy blending brush, and I'm just building up the color so that we get a nice kind of medium depth tone. Then on top of that, I'm using Phoenix eyeshadow in Chocolate Kisses. This is a slightly darker, warm-toned auburn brown, and this is going in the exact same place, so in the crease of the eye, slightly heavier on the outer corner of the eye, and then softening as you go towards the inner crease of the eye. So now I'm using a slightly smaller eyeshadow brush just so we can get a little bit more precision. So this next color just goes on the outer corner of the eye, on the lid and in the crease, but only on that outer corner, and then just softened and blended towards the center. I'm using Phoenix eyeshadow in Golden Bronze. It's a darker tone than the two we've just placed on, so we're kind of giving depth and shadow in that outer corner, but it's also got a really nice satin finish to it, so it's got a beautiful kind of bronze gold that runs through the darker tone. So I'm using a smaller brush just to apply the color to that outer corner, and then I'm using a naked blending brush, and by naked I mean it has no color on it, so I'm just using that to blend out and to soften, and just slowly I am building the color upwards so that the more color I apply, the darker that outer corner becomes, so that we can really get some nice depth and contour in that outer corner of the eye, which makes all the difference if you're doing a cut crease, which we are. So to start the cut crease, I'm going to be using our Phoenix Camouflage Concealer with a concealer brush. This is a MAC 242 brush, and it's just a really nice dense flat brush, which is really good if you're ever cutting out the crease and creating an eyelid base on the eye. So I'm just using this concealer to cut the crease, create an eyelid, and yeah, just in small, slow motions, I'm applying that creamy consistency all over the eyelid. And as we come towards the outer corner of the eye, I'm just softening off the product, and I'm going to blend that out so that we have a really strong layered consistency of the concealer about halfway across, going all the way to the inner eyelid. But as we go the other way across the eye and we taper towards that outer depth and outer crease of the eye, it softens and blends out. Now that the concealer is done, I am adding a eyeshadow called Futuristic. It's just a really nice mid-tone bronze, so it's a little bit lighter than the darker color we put in the crease. So this just gives a really nice kind of ombre finish, so we're going from a darker to slightly lighter tone on the eyelid. Now my favorite part is adding the sparkles. This is always my most favorite part of any look, is when I get to add the highlight and the sparkle. Okay, so I'm using Stilla Liquid Metals. This is a liquid consistency, it's a liquid glitter, and this is going on top of the concealer that we laid down to cut out that eyelid area. So I'm using this because I'm also going to use a pressed glitter, but this works really beautifully on its own if you want kind of a soft glam sparkle, but you don't want it to be too strong. But it also works as a fantastic base for glitter to go on top of, because of course it's a liquid, so it just has that really nice creamy consistency, which powder glitter just grabs to and makes it really, really intense and super sparkly, which is what we want. And now the next step is to add our loose glitter. So this is called Phoenix Beige Breeze. It's just a beautiful champagne tone glitter. It's got specks of silver, specks of gold, and it's just, I just absolutely love this color. I love this product. It's kind of a mixture of pigment and glitter, so it's not a full-on sparkly glitter. So it just is beautiful when you're doing kind of softer tone, soft glam looks. And I'm just placing that on top of the Stilla liquid metal that we laid underneath. And as you can see, because it is being layered on top of a creamy consistency, the pigment just grabs straight away, so you don't get a lot of fallout and a lot of glitter falling onto the face. Our next step is to do our bottom eyeliner, but before we can do that, we've got to conceal under the eye first. So I'm using Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and I'm just placing that on under the eye. Then I'm just going to go in and blend that out with a beauty blender. Now I'm just adding the same tones that we used on the eyes, under the eyes. So I'm starting with that Cedar color, that light auburn shade, that's going all the way across the eye. And then on the outer corner, I'm gonna layer the Golden Bronze and Chocolate Kisses shade, just for a little bit of depth and a little bit of drama on that outer corner, to kind of mimic exactly what we did on the top of the eyes. So off camera, I just went and filled in Jamie's brows just slightly with a really soft brow color. I used a shadow, and I just wanted to do that to give the brows a little bit more fullness and a bit more precision. And of course, I added mascara to her top and bottom lashes, and I added some false half lashes as well in the style Harlow. So now that the eyes, brows are all done, we can go in with our foundation, and of course that liquid highlighter has had time to settle into the skin and calm down a bit. So now is the perfect time to go on top with our foundation. I'm going to be using the Phoenix Custom Blend foundation, and this one is absolutely perfect and the best choice if you're wanting to get dewy skin. This is our dewy finish. We also do a matte one as well, but I love the dewy finish because it just gives such a really natural finish on the skin, and obviously has that glowy texture to it as well. So I've just custom blend a color for Jamie. We do custom blend these colors in store, so if you ever struggle to find the right foundation for your skin tone, definitely come into a Phoenix store and see us, and we can match you and mix one up. So I've just applied that with a foundation brush, then I went and buffed it into the skin using a buffer brush and then a beauty blender. Jamie didn't need any concealer because her skin is already just so flawless and beautiful. The foundation really was just to slightly even out her skin coloring and to give her a bit of coverage because we're doing such a glam look. So what I did want to do on her is a bit of contour, and to keep in theme of this dewy glowy skin finish, it's kind of important that you don't do that with a powder and that instead you use a cream, because it just adds to that gorgeous kind of creamy texture and finish on the skin. So I'm using our Phoenix Stick foundations, which are a creamy texture, and I'm using this obviously in quite a dark shade just to give some shadow and depth to the outer edges of her face. The best way to kind of remember where to place this is to think about you doing the number 3 along your face. So you're going along the hairline, under the cheekbone, and then under the jawline in the shape of a number 3. And then I'm just gonna finish off her lips. Jamie wanted a matte lip, which I was all good with because it just complements the eyes, and I feel like if you're ever doing a sparkly look on the eyes, a matte lip really complements that because it's kind of a contrast and it just makes the sparkle stand out even more. So on the lip, I am using our liquid lipstick in Sweet Escape. So once the lips were all done, the last and final thing that we needed to do is make Jamie's skin even more glowy than it already is. So again, I'm using those London Iconic Liquid Illuminator drops just on the upper cheek area and the temple of her face. So I'm just patting that on, and I'm using the liquid because again, I'm going to put a powder over the top, and a powder over the top of the liquid just makes everything stand out that much more. So it just makes the powder highlighter grab and intensify. eye. So with a fan brush, I'm using our Phoenix highlighter in Enlighten. Then I'm just going to place more highlighter on the high points of Jamie's face, so Cupid's bow, chin, upper brow, and the nose area. And then we're all done. I just want to thank you, Jamie, so much. You were such a beautiful face to work on. And I thoroughly enjoyed all of the quirky faces that you made every time I pulled away. While I was editing this video, the footage was just hilarious. You are awesome. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And I'll catch you next week. Bye.